now I'm in the United States. My wife and I are working. We will help you raise this kid, so don't worry about it. And I will tell you, all of us sitting here, each of us has a story to share. But I think the experience each and every one of us went through make us stronger. And it gave me that opportunity because when I was in Sudan, Sudan was my world. But after I step out of that comfort zone, guess what? It gave me opportunity to view the world differently. It gave me opportunity to view each person differently. And it's so unique that our experience makes us so unique and so strong. I would encourage you to take that calling if you are a sociology major, if you are, here for computer, if you are here for psychology, different major, take it to heart that it's not just by accident. You've been called to be part of that so that you can also be a serve to another person. And I always say, God created us for service to serve others. I am a beneficiary of other service because when I came to South Dakota, I found a very compassionate human being. They saw something in me that I didn't know I have. With their support, guess what? I am where I am today because of those people. It's not because I can flex my muscle and say I'm strong. No, it's because of those people, and I give them credit for it. For that opportunity they give me, I also want to use that courtesy they give me to make sure I reach out to other people and be a help to them so that they can reach their potential in life. That's what this world is all about. The strength we have is so unique that all of us are incredible human beings that can achieve things that nobody can ever done in their life. And we have that ability to do it. With encouragement that you get from other people, never look back. Always look forward for what is best ahead of you. I remember days where we would go without food for 3-4 days. Thank God for water. Those water, if you drink them, you can live for a long time. And you look back and say, wow, those days were horrible. But guess what? Tomorrow is always a better day. And always keep that in mind. So that's, what my life is like. I am involved a lot with the community, also with my own children. I want to be there for them. When the South Sudan became independent in 2011, my tribes, the clan that I was belonged to, want me to go back so I can represent them in the government. And one of the things that hold me back, I told the chief, I said, my mother and father didn't get a chance to raise me. They didn't have a choice, but I have. I have 4 kids that I want to make sure this kid grow in my hand. If God called me home in front of them before, so be it. But I want to make sure that I involve in their life to contribute to what a father can contribute to their children. And that I told them, I said, I can't do it. I want to raise my kid. I want them to be there for them. I'm so devastated every day that I didn't meet my father again after 18 years. I wish he were there because he always encouraged me to go to school, even that among 25 children. And I say, Dad might have seen something that in me that, but I would encourage each and every one of you to make sure there's opportunity. When I went back in 2003 up to the village, I realized, and I think that actually I realized that God actually saved my life for a good purpose. Because in the village, I see young boys, girls, still carrying AK-47 as a toy in the village. Yeah, and I asked myself, how can you make life better for these young children? And then when I came back to South Dakota, I realized, I said, well, I am a beneficiary of education. Education can change life. So with the help of some of my friends, guess what? We started a foundation. That foundation is called Khor Wakow Project, just to make sure we set up some sort of education for kids in the village. And in my village, as long as you can go back, girls were not allowed to go to school. Absolutely not. And I was thinking, what about my girls? If I live in that village, what would their life be like? And I said, absolutely, this has to change. We started this project in 2010 with 40 kids. As of October 2018, we have 6,025 children. And guess what? 2,800 are girls. Wow. It's just amazing. I go to village every year and I say, I'm not here to change our culture, but I tell you what, continue to make sure girls go to school, invite them to the meeting when there is a meeting, because women issue, it's only women who can address it, not us, you know. So continue to do that, and it's just amazing. I'm so delighted we were able to provide coin grinders, because they said, well, who would grind coin if we send a girl to school? So I took 6 coin grinders to the village. I said, every girl that is allowed to go to school, we will grind their coin for free. So we put all 6 coin grinders by one of the school. And we started our school under a tree. I have this philosophy. I say, school is not a building. The school is a teacher and student. If you have those two, you have school. So we have, you know, every school under the tree. I just have a teacher, you know, and we raise fund every year. I say, everybody that want to volunteer to teach, we'll give you incentive. We pay $100 per teacher per month. So they really wanted to teach, and it was just amazing. A small thing. A small token like this is changing life in South Sudan for boy and girl in those villages. And we have 7 schools in the area, and we want to expand it to different places. We just want to make sure to give them opportunity, because not only we had the first civil war in South Sudan, in 2013 the war broke out, in which our lives, the country life, is devastated. You know, the first civil war and the second civil war in the country, you cannot say it's my family that have been hit the most. There is no single family in South Sudan that you would say was not hurt by this war. It's devastating. There are some people who live in this state of South Dakota who will never see their parent again, who will never see their family again. It disturbs my heart every single day, wherever I am, when you sit down and think of our country. And I hope our leader will realize life is not for them. It's for generation to come. They need to build that opportunity for education and health system, you know, different things that need to happen. So I would encourage you, you are the change. Whatever you do, make sure you're there for a reason, not by accident. Whatever you do, give it all you can. And guess what? You will make difference in somebody's life, and that person will make, you know, different to somebody's life. And that's how it goes. So I am grateful that you choose to do what you felt is the right thing to do and continue to do it. So if you have questions, I would be happy to answer question. Maybe we'll sing happy birthday to the birthday boy. But
can I ask you, when you said school started with 100 students, what year was that?
2010.
It started with 40.
Yeah, 40
Yeah.
students.
Oh, 40, I
Yeah, 40 students. Yeah.
And is there ever school cancellations, like if it's like a thunderstorm?
There's school, yes, there's school cancellation when there's rain.
Yeah.
Sometime in South Sudan, it rains for days.
Oh.
Yeah, it would rain for days. That is when they cancel school. But in 2016, we were able to build what we call the temporary learning space. Actually, if you go to our website, you would see the building. These are the shelter that we built. It's mudded on the wall, and we have the tin on the roof. So this, protect them from rain and things like
From
that.
the elements. Yeah.
So that helped with the cancellation. And this kid is just amazing. Some of them would, have no food the next day, the night before, and they wanted to go to school. They don't have shoes, they don't have much clothing, but they wanted to go. It's just amazing, We don't have chair like this. Everybody sit on the floor, and they're excited to go to school. They just wanted to learn. You interview them. What do you want to do? Some of them want to be a doctor. Some of them want to be engineer to build, bridges or design bridges. Some of them want to be, nurse. Some of them want to be teacher, pilot. It's just amazing. The dream of those little kids. They would not know if they didn't sit in the classroom what it would be like. Farming is the only main thing that they know, or fishing, along the Sobat and the Khor Wakow River. So, yeah.
Can we just give like a round of applause of for like, because like you said, now the schools is up to like 6,025 students, and like a good 45% of it is young girls, where that was unheard of before. So that's pioneering. That's awesome, man. Good job. And the 6 corn grinders. Or whatever. Yes.
And we were able to put a well in the village for the first time. The funny thing was, it took us a month to actually dug the well in 2012, because our technician came from Nairobi, Kenya. They traveled to Juba and then to Melakal and then to Nasser. It took quite a long month for these people. And then when they finally dug the well, the first water that came out, what they told me, you test it first.
Make sure that's safe.
I thought you guys loved me.
Oh, we do, but just go ahead, take a sip.
So it was just interesting, but now the well is working, and they really enjoy it. So, and someday, if God permit, and the security is okay, if you ever want a trip to see the school, see the kid, you're welcome to come with us. We're the team that go every year.
I'm down. What time of the year do you go?
We usually go in the summertime.
He said December. You said in the summertime?
Yeah, June to August, in that period of time.
Do you want to share the first time you went back, like the conflict, like how you were like teaching the stuff in the village? Remember, like what was it, the border or something? Some of the stuff that you guys were taking over there, but they were like, no, that was crazy.
Yes, this was in 2016. I don't know if you guys know Brenda Hill. Brenda Hill, she used to be a principal at Rosa Park Elementary School. Now she's an administrator for the Westside Christian. And she and I and a gentleman from Freeman, South Dakota, went to take a stop in South Sudan. Well, we get into the border, and on this side of the border, there's this Ethiopian security say, you can't take it across the river. And I said, well, we brought them here, and they said, you have to take them to Gambela, take them back to Gambela, Ethiopia. And I said, we don't have to go that far. Well, I don't know what happened. Within a very short period of time, they said, you cannot take it to South Sudan, and you cannot take it to Gambela. So, and I said, oh God, what are we going to do? We have a lot of clothing, a lot of toothbrushes, a lot of toothpaste, a lot of books, children books that we brought with us, a lot of. So there was a military officer that is, on the, is in charge. And I went to him and I said, well, and in the border area, people go back and forth, go to South Sudan, come to Ethiopia, it's just easy. I went to him and said, would you allow us to distribute this clothing? items and on the road there. And he said, if you can do that, go ahead. So I came back and I told Mrs. Hill, I said, this is our opportunity. And instead of thinking this is for those people in the village, I said, actually, this is a blessing for these people. It's meant to be. So we went to the road and just open up everything. And whoever come, we we gave it to them. Yeah, we gave it to them. It was just amazing. Yeah, it was just amazing. So yeah, and I say, hey, these people are blessed with this thing today, and that's what it meant to
The
be.
blessing was there. For
Yeah,
them, so,
yeah, rather than somebody else. Yeah. So,
That's great.
yeah, yeah. Do you guys have any question for me? You're so quiet.
How do we get more information about the trip in June?
If you go to website, and I will give you one, Zach.
Okay.
You go to website there, just shoot me an email and, say, let me know when the next trip is coming up. We also have a fundraising coming up in April 5th. If you are available, join us. We will share about the progress that we are making in South Sudan and share that with you. So you're welcome to join us. It will be at 5:30 p.m. It's a Friday evening. So let us know if you're interested in coming and things like that. So.
Can I ask you, when they took you into the military at age 8, was that, did you want to go or to fight, or, because you wanted to support, or was it like they were forcing you? I wasn't quite sure.
This was,
Was it a forced thing?
yeah, they come in middle of the night and collect all the boys.
Oh, I see.
And after I went back, I think this was in 2012. Steve Young? Steve Young worked for August Lee.
Yeah,
He's a writer.
Great writer, yeah.
Steve went to the village with me. Yes, he did.
Oh,
Yeah. We were there for a month together. And he was interviewing people, and I didn't know this. And he was asking people questions. How did the military come to a point where they know where the kids are and things like that? And one of the elders said, well, there was an agreement between the chief and the military. So the chief would lead them where the kids were, which.
So then they would hide the.
Right.
Wait,
So.
Like, the boys would be hidden, and
Right,
then the chief
right.
would let
Correct.
them know where the boys are.
Yeah, yeah. So if
Wow.
they
The chief
know.
was kind of portraying.
Yeah. Well, they don't have
Female.
They don't have
Oh,
choice.
yeah.
They probably put something and say, if you don't do this, this is what they'll happen.
I see.
So they don't have choice.
I see.
So yeah, at first you're not willing. Nobody's willing to go. But
Sure.
after you get there and you really begin to know what they're teaching you,
Yeah.
it's stick in your head.
And children are
Yes.
malleable, aren't they?
You can mend them in the way you want them to
Yeah.
be, things like that. Curious to learn about
I
things.
heard
Yeah.
that's why some people recruit children for soldiers.
Oh,
because they're
yeah.
so,
Mhm.
shape them to what you want.
Right. And it's a tough one. It's a tough one. Every year, while I have my son, the youngest one, he's going to turn 8 on
Oh, no.
the 21st of this month. It
You
gets
must
me.
just look at him and go, why?
Yeah, and Jacob is so tiny, so young, and I say, wow, who would want to do that? Look at this little boy, that is devastating. Come to,
It's a third grader, I
yeah,
suppose, isn't it?
yeah, he's still in
third
second grade,
Second
and I
grade?
say,
Yeah.
children are supposed to be nurtured and protected and cared for. That's what it is. So, for you inviting me today, I actually have written a children's book.
Oh, have you?
This is David Johnny. I'll give you these copies for your club.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you. Are you sure?
Yeah.
That's a wonderful.
How can I get that book?
Yeah.
You're gonna take
you-
this one home to look at it? and-
Yeah, you can go online and get one, or if you tell Nadifa, I can get copies for you as well. It's $20, and all the proceeds go to the project to help the kid. Yeah, actually, I don't have a Sharpie, but I can sign them for you guys. Yeah.
Some of us have to get to class, including me, but could we
Oh.
do like a
Group photo.
Yes, absolutely, yes.
Yeah, please.
And Zach, if you can
And I'll
share
take a
with me,
picture, actually.
that would be good.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's just go down to this end and then.
Yeah,
Zach
we'll do
will
like
get
right
us
over
all
here.
in there and I'll take the picture if you don't mind.
Okay.
Shane, have you signed the release that we can take the picture?
I think-
You know what I'm talking about?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Sheila has to sign for, not yet, I mean later, but just so, before we use your pictures. So get in close, y'all. And I'll take pictures of that because I want you to read.
Maybe we could do 2 rows, like so, like the taller people in the back.
Yeah.
And I'll join you guys.
The beef, you got to come in the front row.
Put David in the middle if you could, maybe you could be in the middle, David.
Oh, sure, sure. I'll stand by you.
Okay, and then,
Yeah. Can you get one on?
yeah, I can take all the pictures you get.
Let's see.
You can go to the camera.
Don't go on Snap.
Yeah, just do
Right there.
Okay, I'm gonna get you in there before we take the
Okay.
pictures. Let me